everybody and welcome to my channel. I was wondering, what is everybody thinking, what's going to be happening in Belarus next? At present, it seems like the tumultuous times continue in Belarus. The opposition leader Tikhanovskaya had to leave the country and go to Lithuania because there was an assassination attempt on her. She posted a video asking protesters to stop the violence, however mentioning that she still thinks that she's a legitimate president. In other words, however, do you think that Belarus is experiencing Maidan like Ukraine did? In order for a color revolution to be successful, you truly only need 8% of an opposition to be very active. However, one of the most important factors for the color revolution to be successful, you really need the armed forces and the government to either go neutral, start supporting opposition, or have a split within. The second has not occurred yet in Belarus. Government still supporting Lukashenko, the KGB is still arresting protesters. Last night there were raids as far as the opposition is concerned. There are also news that someone who was making Molotov cocktails for the opposition has been detained in Minsk. Overall, the situation continues to be volatile. At the same time, there's also different facts coming out of Belarus. Lukashenko still continues to be a president. The best part would be if the election is declared unacceptable and it's illegitimate and a new election will be issued. But even then, how truthful it becomes that Lukashenko will not forge the votes or cause additional chaos. So basically, what looks like will be happening is Tikhanovskaya will be a legitimate president in exile, and the West possibly interferes with severe sanctions against Belarus, which the economy is not going to sustain. The other option for Lukashenko to leave the country, or he stays a president under horrible economic conditions and will have approval ratings drop significantly within even government circles. And even then, after he completes this term, he'd probably have to leave Belarus permanently because he would not be able to stay in the country. What do you think the options are for the situation? Also, how do you think Russia is playing into all of this? There's also Ukraine, Lithuania, and Poland that almost made like a Lublin Triangle, and they're supporting Belarus in opposition. The recently re-elected president of Belarus issued a statement that he's proud of the opposition. Also, Lithuanian leader did as well. Ukrainian leader Zelensky made a statement too. Estonia came in late but also made a statement. The statements coming out of Russia, for example, an opposition leader of LDP party in Russia saying that Lukashenko is unacceptable how he treated Russia and he doesn't want to support him. There's also the same sentiment as felt within Russia. Putin is not making any statements as of yet. In one way, Lukashenko would have to grovel to Putin possibly because he would need secure backing of another strong nation to survive, but at this time that's looking very grim. He couldn't survive on his own. Also, the people continue to be dissatisfied. The economy is going to be going downhill even further with all the turmoil and protests, and especially if the sanctions are going to be implemented. That's pretty much puts a nail in Belarusian economy as it is. So what do you think will be continuing to happen? Do you think it'll be full-blown color revolution and eventually government forces either become neutral or join opposition? Do you think there will be a coup staged? What do you think will actually happen if the West takes a stance and does issue sanctions and find Lukashenko to be a legitimate president at this time and support Tikhanovskaya? What will happen? What does everybody think the next steps will be? Do you think Lukashenko will just increase military and KGB involved in the protest and arrests? Do you think he'll just force everybody to stop and just be a complete dictator? Well, he's already a dictator, but even worse than he's ever been. What do you think will happen next? What will happen with Russia as a neighbor? What will happen everywhere? How do you think the West will react? Would love to hear your comments. Please subscribe to my channel and click like, and you can also read my articles at www.communalnews.com. It's under Kristina Kitova. Thank you and have a great evening, everybody. Thanks.